Hey everybody, Dr. Jo Messenger here. Thanks for tuning in. Today let's talk about the topic of ego, because in many circles it gets a bad rap. And if people come from their physical ego, from the part of their ego that smells a bit like doggy do, then you can smell that at 50 paces. So how can we function from our spiritual ego, the pure part of ourselves, rather than that smelly part of ourselves? Because if you've lived on this planet for a while, you've probably been at times misunderstood and perceived to be something that you're not. Maybe you've been perceived to be arrogant and you're not, or full of yourself and you're not, or have an opinion about something that you don't actually have. So how does that happen? How do people misinterpret your good intentions and misconstrue your intentions and you from the true essence of who you are? That's what we're going to address today. And with the technique that I'm going to show you, to ensure that you're coming from your spiritual ego rather than your physical ego, will be applicable for you in your personal interactions with people and also in any professional context. And I highly recommend for the people who work in service roles, the healers, the practitioners, the therapists and the like, that you pay particular attention to this one, because when you are in a position where you're responsible and you're accountable, for instance, for the healthcare that you provide for somebody, it's really even more important than ever that you be coming from your spiritual side, your spiritual ego, so that you can help that person to the best of your ability, rather than from the physical part of your ego, which can be interpreted and even intended that it's about your own self-aggrandizement rather than for the benefit of the person that you're going to be working with or healing from. But even in your personal situations, it's the more pure your intent, the nicer smelling, the nicer the aroma of your spiritual ego, and the more that you can do this particular technique that I'll show you to remove that physical, smelly, arrogant, up yourself part of your ego, then the better your relationships will be, the more authentic they will be. You won't have to worry about people thinking that you're the shit, because if you are, you know you are. You don't have to dim yourself down. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to justify yourself. You can just be your authentic you and shine with all your confidence. In previous videos, we've talked about the Master Diamond Blueprints and the structure of the quantum field with respect to you. And how your Master Diamond Blueprints contain your 3 wounds, your 3 major gifts, and your divine plan, the accountability that you have for completing the healing of your wounds and the mastering of your gifts in this particular lifetime. And the clearer your ego, the more pure your ego, the easier it is for you to do that, to even get to the point of accepting what your wounds are, to accepting what your gifts are, to making that commitment to heal your wounds, to master your gifts, and to use that to make the world a better place. For the technique itself, jump on over to Patreon, because that's where I'll be continuing the rest of this video. I'll see you in a moment.